Hi, hello. My name is Julia, and I am talking about erotic photography and videos, of course, erotic fantasies. And I am a photographer based in London. And this video about few pictures. Okay, so let me give you more information about this topic and what I think about it. Okay, what I think about it. Very often, people who have no money or just starting up or just how to say, when they want to do any kind of photography, usually they think that few pictures is enough and they don't need to go anywhere deeper with it. Okay, just don't need a few pictures. It's all what they need. And very often this is the idea that they have in their head, then they will arrive in the studio and everything will be set up and those great amazing few pictures will appear, okay, in their possession. However, as a professional photographer, I want to remind everyone who just starting out photography or just doing it first time, okay, that you need to make 100 shots to make one good picture. And that's how it is, okay? And that is a very often rule. You know what's happening in the real life, okay? In the real life, you need to have many goes, okay, to have a really very good portrait session, even few pictures, if I'm talking about. And I am being professional here, okay? We usually work this way, okay? And I'm, how to say, I am aware I'm working at the other studios. People are concentrated to sell those few pictures, and that's what they care about, to make them. But I usually say to everyone, what are the reasons why you want to make these pictures, okay? And how good they have to be, okay? Because if you're making money on these images, they have to be amazing, right? And I'm not saying directly that you have to be a model and make money, but if these images will represent you in any way, then of course you have to have a good shot. And very often people who arrive in the studio, they are not models, they are not aware of anything what's happening in the studio, and they don't know how to pose, they don't know how to relax their face, relax their body, how to actually angle their limbs, and how to make nice triangles to create beautiful poses with their bodies, and so on and so on. And there are, of course, there are a lot of issues what relates with an emotional, or how to say, energy, okay? There is very important what kind of the energy you translate, because if you're scared, if you're nervous, if you're not sure, if you're angry, okay, so all these kind of things have to be taken into account when you're creating those few pictures. Okay, so usually when people will say, oh, I want to come and have few pictures, I will always ask them, what is your experience? Because I can do few pictures very quickly, just give me what to shoot, give me what to shoot, and I will create these pictures. Unfortunately, I know very often that people who arrive to the studio, they think they just need few pictures, and they think that it will take a very short time to make those few pictures, right? End up staying in the studio a really long time, because they don't know how to pose, where to place their hands, how to express their body, how to relax the chin, how to, in general, how to make what. Or if they rush, okay, they make those few pictures and then they do not understand what to do with them, where to place them, and what is it about. Or later they're not happy about what they created, okay? So that's why I am making this video, to tell everyone that if you are not a professional model and you are not aware of the photography, right, and you have not done a photo shoot in the studio before, to create a very good picture, you need to give some time, okay, some time to photographer, to understand what is best for your face shape, for your skin tone, okay, for your character, for your everything what goes around it, okay, around you, has to be taken in account. And photographer as well can have a time to experiment with you, okay? Usually what I do in my studio is I approach every person individually, and I am trying to find that key light, Okay, that set of those lights that are best represented features, or at least I would create different format and different lighting variations in different settings, so that you can have a different understanding of what kind of the images you can create with your body in a different body pose. If you sit, there will be one type of images. If you stand, there will be another type of images. Okay, if you lay down, there will. So we can just, how to say, move from one setting to the other, and you can experience a lot of different sensations, and is going to be a different approach to photography and to your portraits, and every setting that you would try, it will be different. Okay, that's the truth. So when I am creating in my studio, I am actually covering all these topics, because if people never done photo shoot in their life and never noticed and never experimented, never analyzed, no one, how do you say, created photography for them in this way, in this style, in this format, in this light, in this dress, and so, when you try a lot of things during the photo shoot in the studio, okay, and you will have a base of, how to say, 300 images, right? Then those 300, you make maybe 50 best, or 30 best images, and then from those 30 best you can choose six outstanding. Okay, so now when you listen to this, the whole development of the story, how you actually should reach those six final images, is a numerous selection. Okay, first you create all the images and all the ideas that you think is suitable for you at that moment, and with your photographer, with your photographer's help, you are making all of that. Okay, and that's what it takes. It takes time, and it takes a lot of testing. Okay, and I am telling this for people who are starting out and never had a photo shoot, and even if they need few pictures, they need that experience, and they need to understand through that experience what is best for them. Okay, because usually what happens is that people go to the studio, they have few pictures taken, and they think that this is it, this is how they look, this is who they are, and this is it with their personality. And usually in that personality is just a visual image expression, but there is none of the personality itself. Okay, there is no that energy. That's why a lot of time people are not happy with the way they look, because, like I say, there are other factors are missing. Okay, or not enough variation and options of yourself that are possible you have seen. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. It is quite challenging, right? When it's the first time for you, you even don't know what are the best pictures, would be suitable for you. You need to go through the whole experience and see it for yourself. Unless you want photographer to decide for you who you are, how you should look, how you should feel, and that's what they will create, that's going to be you. Okay, because I don't think so. I think that when mature people going to do a photo shoot in general with the photographer, they would like to see all the variations what are created for them, like for individuals, and every photograph have to display some kind of information. And it's not about only the body and face, but more about the body reaction and expression, and the face, of course, body and face reactions and expressions, and the energy what the body and face can display, because that's what how people we are reading other people. These are the markers which are not visible, and there is a reason for you to go and explore this if you are at the studio and have that topic displayed, not in a limited format that you can have few pictures taken this way. Okay, most of the time this way is going to be the same way, like like the previous guy before, right? So it's not necessarily individual. That's why I'm saying, to go to the studio and have a photo shoot, you can have a huge range of options just to go around it. Okay, with the lights, with the sets, with the scenarios, just to for you to understand what is the whole experience, what you can do, how much you can do, how deep you can go with this. Okay, the thing is that, now everyone is going into depth. There are stupid people, but there are many not stupid people, right? And you can just pretend and sit in front of the camera and smile and make a nice picture, but this picture would not represent you and would not represent the reality. Okay, and then you are trying to fool everyone with these pretty pictures which are not you. Maybe you even don't like to smile. You know what I'm saying? There has to be different approach, and it has to be individual for everyone. Okay, and to trust your photographer and go on adventure with your photographer, so that the photographer could explore every bit, every inch of your face and the body, and understand and realize what is best for you, how you should try, what light, from which angle, he should, how to say, approach, and so on. There are many options in photography, okay, that can change a perspective about you and can attract or repel people, you know and again, that's all about visual aspects. So when people are thinking that, oh, I'll go and have few shots, you will have a very limited experience unless you are a professional model. So you know exactly what shots you need, how you should pose, how you should light, and you can translate and explain everything really well to the photographer. Otherwise, it's the photographer's prerogative, okay? And in the photography, if the photographer can improvise, then you will have a high quality service, because there will be lighting and, how to say, everything will be set up for you, you know and I think that is important, to know who you are and to see who you are, okay, not to go and pretend, and, how to say, and photography in general is energy translation, not only visual translation, but also connection with your audience. Okay, because there are photography when you make for yourself, right? And there is photography when you make for someone else. Okay, and usually people, when they need images, they don't do it for themselves. Usually they do it for a reason, and it's different reasons for what, for represent themselves, or to sell something, or whatever. It doesn't matter what they're using it for. It's for someone else, and that is why it is important to create those pictures that you would translate that information. Okay, and that's what I think you should know when you're making and when you're approaching this project with few pictures. Okay, it takes really a lot of knowledge to make great few shots. Okay, that is why I am telling to everyone, if you are a first timer and you never done this before, okay, you can do it. You can do it, but what will be the value of that? Okay, you can do it. People can apply themselves, and people can be brave and not scared and not nervous and stuff. But usually it's not the case. Okay. Usually when people are asking few shots, and if you show them the difference, how it was, first half an hour of shooting, and then 2 hours later of shooting, the footage will be totally different, because the pace and the whole experience is settled down in their body and in their mind, and they're understanding what they're creating, what they're making, and why they're making it, and they're doing it for that reason. Okay, when you are start shooting and you have a very limited time and you need to do it very quickly, you can reflect all of that. Okay, so that's why I'm saying, when you need few pictures, there are always an option. You can do it very quick, cheap and cheerful. Okay, or you can do it in depth, if you will request that, and then you will have a big choice, and how to say, a selection of information for you available about your, the way you look in every type of situation. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and this video was for few pictures, and I hope you understand that you would need to take more than few, okay, to create that few picture portfolio or few picture collection, right? You need to take 100 or more, okay, depending on the way you feel and the way you are, okay, because the more you make, the better they get. Usually it's like that, okay. The more experience, the more, the more you feel it, the more you're expressive, the more you can, how to say, give during that photo shoot, right? So that's why it's important, okay, not to limit yourself. Don't think that you need few pictures, okay? Few pictures there at the end when you do a selection, then the final selection. That's how we do it, okay? That's how we do it. We don't, it's like I've just mentioned, it's like people coming and saying in a bakery, give me 3 biscuits, okay? And it is possible, okay, to give free biscuits, but usually bakers bake the whole batch of the biscuits, right? And only then they choose, three. You can choose 3 of them. So that's how it goes. You also need a batch. That's the norm, okay? Very rarely you will come to the studio and first 6 pictures will be, drop dead gorgeous, and you will be amazed how amazing you are. Yeah, just so you know, thank you so much for watching. And on my channel, we are talking about learning nude photography, all the issues, all the pain points, and in general discussing topics, subjects, and fantasies.